Artemis, Sharks rhyme, reading comics, toys are hella sick, hella whacking it, taking bad hits, taking bad shits, it's Artemis, subscribe,
Shocker, yeah, with both hands. There you go, War Machine. Hey, what's up, you guys? Sharkticons Prime here, doing another Transformers figure review on the Transformers Classics Sharkticons. Actually, these are not Transformers Classics, nor are these Sharkticons. These are the Igear Shark Attack Squad. They are 3 figures that come in this pack. Very, very awesome. If you want to see a lot of pictures of these figures that I've taken and the latest in Transformers news, check out tformers.com. And if you want to pick these figures up yourself, you can find them at Big Bad Toy Store.
Big, big, big. Get your big badass toys at BigBadToyStore.com. Click the link in the description below.
So pretty nifty packaging over here. It looks like we have the Sharkticon swimming through some murky water. You can see the green color over here. It says IGTF005 till all are fun. I get it. And then we have this warning label over here at the bottom. Recommended for ages 18 and up. Wow, true collectible figure right there. And then IGTF005, Shark Attack Squad. And same thing at the top over here pretty much. And then they each have names, which is really cool. We have Shark Attack Squad designate Brody, Hooper, and Quint. And then we have a bio on the Shark Attack Squad. If you want to read about that, pause it now. So I'm curious to see how these Sharktimus Prime minions are. See, get it? Yeah, Sharkticons, you know, no, not really. But anyway, let's crack this thing open. So here's the Shark Attack Squad out of the packaging. One thing I really like that Igear has done is that they made some small differences to each of these so that you can tell there's a difference between them. They each have their own name, as I mentioned earlier. This guy right over here, that one's Hooper, this one's Quint, and this one's Brody. So they have different face sculpts and they have different colors on the front of each of them. Hooper being blue, Quint being green, and Brody being red. So these are very cool figures. They're not huge, but I really like them. Very cool, updated, not Transformers Classics versions of the Sharkticons. Very nice. So let's take a close look at their accessories and then we'll take a close look at each of the faces of all of these figures. We get 3 trading cards here and they are very thick. I feel like they're made out of plastic. I mean, look how thick these things are. I mean, you can't really bend them, but very, very nice trading cards. They look alright, and they do not have the different colors on the chest of each of them. So they have their names written on them. You can see the Brody, this one says Hooper, and then this one says Quint, but the colors are all red on the front of the chest of each of them. And they all have the same tech specs too, and you can see them in their shark modes, all the same. And we also get this instruction sheet. It shows how you can transform them from shark to robot mode. Unfortunately, it doesn't show the other way because they do arrive in their robot mode. So in this video, I will show you the transformation from robot to shark mode. And then we get this cool picture of not Grimlock getting attacked by all the Sharkticons right there. And there's Wheelie and stuff. So pretty cool artwork. All 3 of these guys come with the same 3 accessories. So this is the tail of the shark mode, aka the chain and mace kind of thing. So you can see it's made out of a rubbery material. I thought this was going to be articulated right here, but it's not. But it's made out of a soft rubber-like material, and it's kind of pointy, you know, not too sharp. It's kind of soft. So I like this, and you can rotate it over here, so that's not too bad. And it fits right into his hand like so. You can put it in there like that. It kind of has an angle to it. I tend to have it off to the side like that. That looks a little better. One minor gripe of mine for these weapons is that there is no real storage placement for each of them. So for the tail, if I don't want them holding the tail, I kind of just tuck it in the arm like that, put it off to the side. I don't think that looks terrible. We get this blaster over here. I really like the plastic. It has like these silvery flakes in it, you know what I mean? It's got some sparkles in there. I like sparkles. And then he holds it in his hand very easily, so that works out pretty well. Again, no real storage compartment for this, so I like to just throw it in the shark mouth, and there he stores it. Then to get it out, you just... And then we have this bigger blaster over here, which I like a lot too, and it has these pegs that stick out on the side, and here it is compared to the first one, so it is a bit larger, and you can have him hold it in his hand, but it does have this weird angle to it. It kind of angles down as you push it, you know, so I don't know, I like to have it elevated a little higher up like that. Now this guy, because he has those pegs on the sides, I did find that there is this peg hole over here, so I like to store this on the side of his leg, and I think that looks pretty good too. Now here's a face sculpt on Quint. I really like what they did here with this eye getting gouged out. You can see the sculpted slash right here above and below it on his cheek. And the eye actually has some indentation over there. I think that's great. The other eye over here looks perfectly fine, and he looks like he's forever angry. And here's Hooper looking happy to destroy, kind of like an angry, crazy, happy kind of guy. I like this one a lot. He has a little bit of a scar right here over his right eye. And then finally we have Brody, and he has the red right here on the front. The most regular looking face on all of them. All three of these Sharkticons actually look very familiar to me. I honestly think Igear gave us really good robot modes for these Sharkticons. I think they look pretty cool. They're not too stocky. I mean, they're supposed to be stocky, but I think they did a good job of tapering them down at the waist over here. I do like the color differentiations that we have of gray. You can see that we have one color gray, and then we have more of an olive gray over here. Both of them kind of having that sheen to it. And we have this baby blue over here, reminiscent of the times of when these things came out. Again, I really like the sculpted detail on this. Looks good. Like how the feet came out over here, and the arms look good. A lot of lines and details on this. You can put some Decepticon Repro labels right over there. It's a really pointy figure too. Like these spikes right over here, they're pretty sharp, and his teeth are pretty sharp. I guess one little gripe I have is that it's kind of hard to see his face. It's kind of buried in these teeth, but because they're kind of short figures, it's not too bad. You're looking at him from higher up. So yeah, I really like how they look. This is a pretty good look. The head moves down just a little bit, barely at all, but it does look up very well, and it does rotate side to side, and it does have a bit of a neck pivot over here. So we do have a lot of motion right here in the head of the figure. The detail I meant to point out earlier was these little spikes right here, these little shark kind of fins on the top of his head. I like these a lot. He does have these shoulder pads that move over here, and on one of them they popped off on mine, but you can just put them right back on easily. So you can rotate them at the shoulder over here. You have this joint where you can see the blue part. It moves forward and back. You can rotate it 360 degrees if you like. You can also move the shoulders outward this way, and you can rotate them at this piece over here too. He does have a bicep swivel. He has a single jointed elbow that bends in 90 degrees, and he does not have wrist rotation. I kind of wish they gave him a wrist rotation over there. He does have waist rotation though. I'm really happy that he has that. Very stiff joint, but you can move it around like so. He does have hips that move all the way outward. You can move them all the way forward. He has upper thigh rotation right here. He bends at the knee very, very far, mostly due to the transformation. And then his ankles move down, they move upward, and he's got that beautiful ankle pivot. Yes, I'm so happy to give him the ankle pivot. So as I mentioned earlier, Brody's not a huge transformer. He stands at about 5 inches tall. And here he is standing next to Transformers Classics Optimus Prime and the Reveal the Shield, aka Classics Tracks. And here's Brody compared to Masterpiece Smokescreen and Masterpiece Grimlock in his alt mode. And just for fun, here he is next to the Marvel Legends Big Time Letdown Spider-Man. So as I mentioned before, this transformation is not too difficult, but regardless, I'm gonna have Bumblebee send us off. Wait, take us away, Bumblebee! Alright, so first off, let's see what we're gonna do here. We have these pins right here. I like how they have metal pins, so you can just push this in for the fist, and then flip this up and right here, and then we're gonna have the Sharkticon doze. Yeah, Sharkticon doze. We're gonna pull his head back so his head goes that way, and then we're gonna lift the jaw so you can already see the face to the Sharkticon's alt mode, and then rotate these legs just a little bit out of here just so you can get him out of the way so we can use these robot legs to transform him. And then you want to take these heel spurs and you want to move them sticking upward like that, or facing downward, I guess. So have them go like that way, and then we're going to turn this up like so and try to get these inside the fish head. So that's basically what we're going for, and tilt that all the way down and reverse this and do the same thing over here. You want to move this blue piece downward, and then what's going to happen is that as you tuck these in, the feet are going to be sticking up, but it doesn't really look too bad once you get it in there and jam the head in here. Yeah, so you can see that. I'm going to get these antennae out of the way, close the tail up over here, and then take the tail, and it has this little peg that sticks out right there and a hole, and then you can see it has a slot for that peg, and then this peg sticking out right over here, and just plug that in, and then move the legs into position as you wish. You can have these pretty much set up any way you want. So if you want the legs to look a little longer, you can have them swing down that way, or you can have them swing horizontally. I prefer having them swing just tilted a little farther back. So I'm going to have it go like that, and then tilt this up a little bit more, and then move the Sharkticon arms forward, or his alt mode arms forward, I guess. And then just put this like so, and then pretty much it. We got a Sharkticon. Hey, you did a good job today, Bumblebee. Not too bad. Not a bad looking alt mode for this guy. I like it. And now Bumblebee's going to transform Hooper and Quint all on his own. So take us away, Bumblebee. Great! Great job, Bumblebee. You did fantastic work. Now, seeing them in this mode right here just looks awesome. This is exactly how I remember them. I mean, it's an updated version. They look cooler, but damn it, these are incredible. I really like how they look. I mean, these are awesome Sharkticons. As I'd mentioned, they have very sharp teeth. I really like what they did here with these clear yellow eyes. So they have this transparent plastic over here for the eyes. The sculpting on them is very nice. Look at that. A lot of rivets and details in here. These little places for bolts. They're not really holes. It looks like vents over here. A lot of line work. A lot of detailed sculpting in this. They did not go cheap on this at all. And it looks like they sculpted pupils right here in the clear plastic. So it's not just a big round eye. There's like another circle line kind of sculpted in there too. These are made out of a pliable material, so you don't really have to worry about these guys breaking. And they are articulated, as I showed earlier during the transformation. I like these little lines sculpted in the fins. Fins pretty damn nice. I like that. And the feet work well. It's not really too big of a deal that they're sticking out right there, but you know, they're there. It doesn't really bother me too much. I like these shingles that we have coming on over here. I really like this shark mode a lot. And I didn't mention it earlier, but on the tail there's these little bumps, and I like that they added those bumps over there. There is a little bit of a space right here where it's empty. It doesn't really bother me too much, especially because most of the time I'm going to have the mouth open, showing off the jaws. And I really like how when you close the teeth, they're interlocking, so they don't run into each other or anything. You can really get the teeth closed all the way. Very, very well done on the sculpting, and the articulation is not bad either. They have ball joints right here on the shoulders, so you can move them outward like that, and you could rotate them forward. And very, very sharp claws over here, little tiny sharp claws. And as I'd mentioned before, that we do have this rotation over here on the shoulder of these things. I placed them differently on each Sharkticon, so you can see that their height is just slightly different on each one. They look more or less the same. So just like with the arm articulation, you know, this moves over here, and you can move this outward, forward on the legs right there at the ball joint, swivel over here, and it bends at the foot, and then that's basically it. I guess you could have these pinched down or move them up due to the transformation. And the tail does rotate, so we get rotation over here too. Pretty cool Sharkticon. And these just look really cool together like this. I just like it a lot. It's just a very, very cool look. Nice upgraded Sharkticon. So to get some measurements on Brody in his alt mode, he is about 4 inches wide. Yeah, I want to say about 4 inches wide. And then the figure is just about 4.5 inches tall. And then from nose to tail, he's just over 5 inches long. And then to give you some size comparisons, here he is next to Classics Optimus Prime. So yeah, he's a lot shorter than Classics Prime over here. And here he is compared to Masterpiece Grimlock. I guess he should be even smaller than he is compared to Grimlock. But still, I'm going to show some pictures. Stay tuned, you know, at the end of the video, and at tformers.com, I'll have some pics with these guys all over Grimlock and fighting him. And lastly, here he is compared to Marvel Legends Big Time Letdown Spider-Man. Again, I think this is a great figure set. I'm really happy that Igear had made these. I think they did a fantastic job. Again, this is a third-party company. These figures are made by fans. These are fan-made figures, and they did just an incredible job. I'm really happy with them. Please check out tformers.com for a full photo gallery. I'm going to take a bunch of pictures of these guys. And also, please hit the like button if you liked the video. Leave a comment and subscribe. I will catch you guys later. Peace.
Crispy.
All right. Woo, look at that. Whoa, no.